W call for sure. Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
What's good, G? What is that profile picture?
It's from a show I be watching. Blue Lock, if you know.
That's the soccer show, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Isagi or something like that.
Yeah, I was in the chat earlier. I was asking you a few questions. Some dumber than others, but we don't talk about it.
Oh,
I was
you
wondering.
just asked the question. Yeah, one
All
on one
right, I was
call is here.
wondering.
The best time.
All right, how do I lead a conversation into teasing slash flirting?
Well, tell me how you think first, and then we can work with that.
Okay. Okay. So my thought process up until 2 days ago was
No, no,
that
not a few days ago. Right now, what is it right now?
okay, right now, all I think about is teasing is, I mean, or flirting is that I have to wait for her to say something and then I go off that. But what I'm seeing with other people is they're able to start flirting, starting with themselves. Like they can start talking and then they can randomly throw something flirty in there. But I can't do that, so I'm wondering how I can, you know.
Well, at the most basic level, the number one thing that's going to stop you from doing that is being scared to say what you want to say.
Yeah, but I've already been practicing. Like I've been
You
like
can't, you
experience
can't, you
experience
can't
wise.
practice a lack of fear. Either you're bold or you're not. You know what I'm saying? So at the
Yeah,
base, that's the most basic thing that's going to stop you is not being bold enough to say something that's flirty or could lead to some tension or
hmm
teasing. Like I said, because it's all teasing really about alluding to something, speaking in a way which is enticing. It invites more curiosity. It invites conversation in a deeper nature. And this is on a more advanced side. This isn't just, hey, introduce yourself and make sure your tone of voice is calm. And this isn't, hey, make sure your eye contact is good. At this point, we on the level of conversation manipulation.
uh,
That's what teasing will often do in a conversation. It will manipulate the conversation from a regular topic, or y'all could be
yeah,
having jokes, y'all could be having fun, and it turns it into a whole different direction.
that that
It's
is
like
what I'm
dropping a
missing.
bomb. It's like dropping a grenade in the room. It's like, whoa, oh shit, here we about
Yeah,
to get a surprise kind of.
yeah. Like
And
during the
go ahead.
what I was about to say was during the conversation. Yeah, she's smiling, she's laughing, but I'm not personally feeling anything from the conversation. It feels like uh, it feels boring to me, but it's fun to her. So like I'm like, what's going on here? So that's why I was thinking teasing it might be the thing I need to go deeper. I feel like the questions I ask are boring, but I guess the way I talk to her, she likes it.
Teasing is not okay. You can tease with a question, but a question is not teasing. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I can tease through a joke. I could tease through a question. I could tease through a statement. I could tease through my eyes.
hmm
Like if I like, I could be teasing if I look at her lips and then look back at her eyes, or she could be teasing and she look down at my and then look back up at me. She ain't got to say nothing. Do you
hmm
see how this is alluding? It's
Yeah.
enticing. It's like teasing makes you say now what or what's next. That's why they call it sexual tension because the tension comes from the anticipation. You're anticipating like what's about to happen. So she looked down at your and then look back up at your eyes, but don't even say nothing. It's like, whoa. So what? It got you guessing. It got you. You want to anticipate it, but you don't know. This is
So
how all these dots connect.
the mysteriousness of it is what you're trying to say?
It's not really a mystery because you both know, but it's just not being
That
directly addressed. It's hinting.
uh,
It's like leading on. It's a
in
build
at,
up.
at any point do you actually you go bold enough to say what you both are thinking, or what
Of
teasing?
course you can, but it's the pace. It's the pace that really makes it teasing. What's the
Okay,
to me the opposite of teasing would be just being super blunt
yeah.
and rushing and being very fast.
hmm
Now I'm not saying going slow means you're good at teasing or going slow means you're good at building sexual tension. It's just like When you tease, you let it simmer a little bit. You let it like you let the moment marinate. You vibe it out a little bit.
So I okay, my last thing.
But it's an
I think
art. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
an example of that would be let's like what would it like yeah, I learned better with examples. So what would example of that be?
Your example is only going to come from your experience.
So I gotta okay, start.
Cause I can give a million examples. Like what did I say? I said you can tease through a question, you can tease through a statement, you can tease through a compliment, you can tease through anything. I can make a compliment and say, yo, you got some really nice lips or some really pretty lips or something like that, right? Now, let's say she already in my crib, she already sitting on my couch or
Hmm.
whatever. We be talking about something like which our favorite features about each other. I've never talked to a woman about this before. But let's say she says something to me like, "Oh, you have nice lips or nice eyes or something like that," or blah blah blah. And then after, I'm making this up. I'm not even giving you an example. This is an example, but this is all made up. Let's say she says something like, "Oh, I like your lips," or "I like your eyes," or something like that. Let's go with the lips one, right?
Hmm.
And she says, "I like them," and I say, if you like how they look, you gonna love how they feel, right?
Oh,
I'm teasing her because I didn't tell her I wanted to kiss her, or I didn't say give me a kiss. All I said was if you like how they look, then you're gonna love how they feel. But it's enticing. It's inviting her to want a kiss. It's inviting her to think about a kiss. Cause how else would she feel my lips? Was she gonna touch them and push them and squeeze them with her fingers, or she's gonna touch them with her lips?
that's some other
So
lips.
it's like talking about it without talking about it. So
Ah,
that's the compliment example. Then I could even I'm gonna just make some shit off the top of my head. Flirting. I mean teasing through a question. Let's say I said something like, see, I'm very witty, sarcastic, so I can ask a backhanded question. Like, let's say, she just sit on my bed or something like that, jump on my bed. I'm like, girl, you gotta be careful about how you jump on my bed. And she say, why? Or she like, huh? And I'm like, with all that ass, you gotta be, like, I might, like, that's kind of more blunt. That's not even like teasing
yeah.
necessarily. But
Okay.
I actually scratched that example. I'm just making a joke. I try to think of something that was like very witty or sarcastic to it. But a lot of this shit can be playing off of what just happened. Like I just thought of her jumping on my bed, and then I say something from that, or any. It could be anything. It could come from anywhere. So that's why it's
So,
really no way to give you an example, because it's like it could be from anything. You can cook with anything.
so going off of what she says, whether you can lead the
I'm not
conversation.
going off of what she says. Didn't in the first example. So with the first example, it went off of her saying the thing about the lips, right?
Hmm.
But it's really going off of what I said because I'm the one who teased with it. All she did was give me a compliment.
You're leading
I'm
into that.
leading by making it somewhat sexual or somewhat alluding to it. I'm leading because I'm the one that's making it lead to
Hmm.
something. All she said was, "I like your lips." That doesn't. All I could say is thank you, right?
Yeah.
But I lead or I start teasing if I say something like, "Oh, if you like how they look, you gonna love how they feel." They feel or they feel even better than, or if I say something like they feel even better than they look. Yeah, I'm trying to be funny, you know. I'm trying to make
Yeah.
it playful, but like I'm teasing with it.
Hmm.
And then she say something like, "Oh, I guess it's only one way to find out." And then I say, "Come here," and you know what I'm saying, like I
Yeah.
just made that whole progression up.
Hmm. All right, I see what you mean now.
But let's say she didn't make the statement about my lips, right?
Yeah.
And you want to work on leading it without going off of what she said. And this is where we're gonna end it, right?
Hmm.
You have to know how you're trying to alley oop yourself. So what I would say in my older videos is I would say something like, think about. No, I don't want to overcomplicate this because it seems like I can't give you a complicated answer. I gotta really simplify this for you. If I'm thinking about leading it to where I want to go, I have to know what alley oop I'm trying to pivot from, right? You know anything about basketball,
Yeah. I'm not good at it, but
right?
yeah, I know.
Or if you do a layup, or if you're gonna take a shot, you gotta know: am I shooting from the corner? Am I shooting over there? Am I shooting at the top of the key? Where am I shooting from? Before you even take the shot, right? You gotta like kind of see where you going alley oop from. That's how you'll be
Setting
able to
yourself
lead it.
up.
So I might know I'm gonna give myself an alley oop from. I could even reverse it. I could even tell her she has some nice lips. But I know this is where I'm gonna shoot from. I'm not shooting yet, but this is where I want to shoot from. And then I say something like, "You got nice lips," and then she say, "Thank you." Like we already in a place where she's comfortable with me. She trusts me. A lot of flirting going on. We know what it is, right?
Yeah.
And I compliment her lips, and she say, "Thank you, I appreciate that." And then I ask a question, and I say, "It makes me want to ask a question, right?" And she says, "What? What's the question?" And then I reverse it and I say, "I wonder do they feel better than they look?" So we just reverse it. She didn't even. I'm not going off of what she said, but I'm pivoting off my alley oop, and I'm using the same situation I just made up 2 minutes ago.
The opposite.
Right.
Uh,
But don't copy and paste chat. I
no,
swear I just made that up off the top of my head. You could do this from anything. You could do this from I don't know. I see you do
I
some shit like, "Oh, I'm hungry," and then he said, "Ask her what she want to eat," and then she said, "I don't know. I gotta taste some Chinese. What you want to eat?" And then he look her up and down, and don't even say nothing. And she say, "Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about what I want to eat right now." And she say, "What do you mean you thinking about it?" Like, dog, it could be anything.
yeah, yeah. So it's
It could
based on
come from anywhere.
very situational, I'm guessing. Hmm.
It's situational, but you could make up the situation. You could create it. You could set yourself up. Throw yourself the alley oop.
Hmm. Hmm. I appreciate it.
Creative is
It
up.
gave me
Chat that what you want to eat one wasn't even creative. That's like a basic. It get real deep, but that's all we're gonna give for now. Appreciate it, brother. Like we really good at teasing. Like I probably can't even remember half the situations I done spun off of, cause it's like you really get the best moves in the moment. And it could come from anything. Dog. I remember I said something to a chick, right? I said something like you pretty or something like that. And she said something like, "I look even better next to you." And I was like, now that's the bold part, right? Now based on what I say after that though, can tease or be direct or be flirty or be charming or be charismatic. I have any choice to flavor it up how I want it to taste. But that's up to me. Now, if I wanted to tease her after she said that, what could I say? If I wanted to charm her after I said that, what could I say? If I wanted to be nice after she said that, what could I say? For example, I said we came up with that earlier. The dude say, "Oh, she texted me, I miss you." What should I say? Me, I like being seductive. So when a statement like that, what I used to say, or would say to women when they say something like "I missed you," I would say, "Come see me then." Or what's more seductive is, "Come show me how much you miss me." Because even throwing the word "show me," it will make her imagine how she'll show me that she misses me. So then she might play out, what am I going to do? Am I going to give him a kiss? Or am I going to jump in his arms? Am I going, it's a little bit more explicit things we could talk about. But even the word, even putting "show me how much you miss me" in there, that's alluding or teasing something like, how do you want me to, she could even say, "How do you want me to show you?" Or, bro, this could spin off of anything, bro. Or you could be nice and say, "I miss you too." Or you could be charming and say, "Thank you, I was thinking about you all week." You can choose to play it however you want to, but I like to refer to myself as the sensei of seduction. You gotta have social skills and situational awareness to get to this level, and you only gonna get that through experience. See, I can help you. I can help you start thinking and recognizing. But I can't help you. I can't help your playmaking ability if you don't start making plays. Really, because the reason I can make plays off of dog, you can give me a sliver of a scratch of nothing, and I'll turn that shit into a gourmet meal. because I've been put in so many different situations where I had to work on that. It doesn't come from a video. It didn't come from a fucking conversation or how to do it. It's just like you start being able to think quicker when you force yourself to think quick. When you start putting yourself in situations, then you gotta fight back with the